Welcome in. My name is Sean. I'm a full-time clothing eBay reseller, and today I'm going to talk to you about my shipping policies. We're going to jump into the computer and I'm going to show you how I set it up. All right, first things first, you're going to go to your eBay page. Next, you're going to want to click on My eBay here. And you click on it, you don't click any of the drop downs, and it brings you to a page that looks something like this. You're going to go over here where it says My eBay and hit on your Accounts button. And Accounts has all these different tabs you can open. I'm going to go over here to Business Policies. Now, business policies allows you to set up like a payment policy, a shipping policy, a return policy. I have this other return policy that popped up, which I'll explain to you in a little bit, and then I have this shipping for large items. Now, if you've never been to this business policy page, you're probably going to have multiple of these. Every time you do a listing, especially if you sell similar off of somebody else's listing, or you change the price for your own shipping, eBay automatically creates a new shipping category for that particular set of standards that you set up. So you're going to want to go in here and start changing these to just the main shipping. But first we need to create the main shipping policy. I'm going to click into my main shipping so I can show you guys what it is. So if you want to copy it, you can go ahead, but I will warn you, it's a bit aggressive and a lot of buyers have a problem with it, but I found it to be one of the better shipping policies to work. Policy name, you want to make it something, pretty obvious that you'll remember. I put main shipping. I don't put anything in the description because I have an idea of what it is. Next, I do a flat cost for all buyers. Now, I'm in Texas, so if you're in the middle of the country, I think a flat cost is fine. If you're on one of the coast, I think it can be a bit problematic if you're shipping all the way to the other coast. You could do calculated. Cost varies by buyer's location, which is pretty good if you're an everything seller or you have heavier items. Freight, items over 150 pounds. Not sure many sellers are in this type of category, and then no shipping for local pickup, which I think there's other platforms that are better for local pickup. Next, we have our services. So I offer U.S. priority mail, USPS priority mail, 1 to 4 business days. If there's an item that is under a pound, I do not ship it priority, even though that is what's being offered with this. And that is a bit controversial. It's maybe not the best thing to do, but in my opinion, ever since 2020, it seemed like the shipping has got a little crazy as far as the time it takes to get there. If you look here, if I were to do first class shipping, it's 2 to 5 business days. Priority is 1 to 4 business days. I do not believe many items are getting there in one day unless you're maybe in the same state or possibly just a few counties over. First class, because I ship same day or next day, it actually gets there about as fast as priority. And I've never had any buyer ask why it wasn't sent priority whenever it was sent first class. Now, with the shipping costs, I chose $8.99. And the reason I chose $8.99 is because shipping prices have increased every single year since I've been on eBay, sometimes twice a year. Whenever I was first shipping, I think priority was around $6 for a priority envelope, and now it's at $7.60, and that's with my top rated seller discount. I feel $8.99 is fine. I consider it like a cost of shipping and handling because I have to prep the items. I have to store the items for, sometimes months before they sell. Now, this is the little swing factor that a lot of people are interested in, and I charge $2.99 for each additional item. So what that means is if a buyer buys one item, they're going to get charged $8.99 for shipping. Now, my shipping cost will likely be $7.60 or less, sometimes $7.90 if I use the legal flat rate envelope. If the buyer decides to buy 2 items, I consider it a reduced shipping discount. That means he only pays $8.99 for the first item and $2.99 for the second, so his total shipping cost is going to be $11.98. Items may still fit in a priority flat rate envelope, which means I will only pay $7.60, but I'm getting a little bit extra. Now, if you do go this route and you want to do this flat rate cost of $8.99, which is egregious, and then you have an additional shipping, it does one of two things. One, it lets the buyer see that they're not paying $8.99 for each item, which it gets pretty out of hand if they feel like they're paying too much for it. 2, it adds shipping even higher, and then you're saving a little bit of money. Now, if you do this, you're going to have to accept offers on these items because buyers are wise to total cost and shipping cost. I think a lot of people fall into the trap of trying to run their eBay store like Kohl's, where they price everything up and then they have a 30%, 50% discount on all items. Buyers know what they're looking at. With my strategy, it's almost like they're getting a deal on the shipping. I found this to work, but I will warn you, my lowest feedback is on shipping costs. People do think it is high. Combined shipping discounts, I apply my flat rate shipping rule. That is what this is right here. Business handling, I do one day, and I sometimes try to get it out the same day. I do not do my personal international shipping. I am actually in eBay's global shipping program, which is on another tab. You can do international shipping to give some of the Canadian buyers like a better discount, but I found there to be just more issues with this, especially when it gets a little complicated with other countries and getting messages from foreigners and you have to translate. It's too much of a headache for me, but you will make more sales if you do personal international shipping. I do exclude a number of countries here. You guys can kind of check that out. These just don't have the best postal services. Sometimes these countries have corrupt postal services, and I just choose to exclude these from the list. So at this point, you're going to save. I'm actually going to back out of it because it's already saved. So the other shipping category that I have is large items. And if we click into this, you can take a look and see what it looks like. I policy name it large items. Now this is going to be anything that is over, let's say like 4 pounds and is like going to be in a big box. And I only have one item listed currently, and I'll show you guys that later. Same concept here. It's a flat cost. I put $19.99 because most items are going to be around that $20 mark if it's, somewhat heavy. And if it's $25, I still think it's okay. Now, I do not have a combined shipping discount like I did on the other one. I have the 1 business day. I have no international shipping, and then nobody is excluded on these, but I should probably add that list. And let's see, maybe I can do that right now. Create exclusion list. Okay, so you have to individually select each country. So I'm not going to do that right now. That's going to be a huge pain. So let's talk about this additional return shipping policy that I have. Now, these 9 items that I have them on, we're going to click into them to view the 9 active. I'll show you how to edit these items so that you can get them on the correct shipping. And all of these items, I had to look up, and then I decided to sell similar off of the other person, and I did not change the return to my return policy. And that's why it's a default one that was set up. So you're going to click to select all of them and go to edit. You're going to go to edit 8 listings and continue. Whenever this pops up, you're going to click all of them and go to bulk edit. And you're going to scroll down to shipping policy, and you're going to change, it's going to be return policy, but we're going to change return policy, and then you select, you have your 2 here. Look, 5,021 items. I definitely want to have it on the one that all of them are on. And it looks like there's another one that's hanging out there, and most likely is because there's an offer out on that item. If you have any offers out on items, you're not going to be able to make this change. It's going to be locked in until that offer time expires. Okay, so this is an item that I've listed. It's actually the most expensive item in my store. It's this limited edition Robert Graham shirt. Really beautiful shirt. Look how many photos I took just to be real extra on it. I charged a lot of money for this, $599, because they actually retail for $589. You can take a look here at your shipping policy. You always want to double check to make sure that you have the correct one selected. And then if you don't want it, you can change it, you can edit it, but look, you can view it here, and it should be pretty much the same as that other page that we were on our My eBay page. So that all looks good. And then here, if you're selling similar off of other items, you also need to click into here, and you're going to want to select your return policy as well. This item over here, this is the bulk item that I have. It's my wife's Nintendo Wii U. She no longer wanted to play it, and we decided to sell it. I have $149.99, and then the shipping is the large item, and that's going to be my $19.99 shipping for this item. And it's ground shipping, which, I'll ship it the cheapest way possible. If priority is only like $1 more, I'll ship it priority. But it's likely going to be much more expensive. I could also do cubic shipping through Pirate Ship, and I do that quite often. So we're back at the create a policy page, and I'm going to select a policy and create it from scratch so you guys can kind of see how this works. And this policy I'm going to put as first class. It may be better to do this, to have a first class and a priority policy. And if I were to redo it, I think this is something I would do. So first class, I would put USPS first class. Cost on first class, I think I would do $5.99. And the reason I say that is because some first class actually is like $6.12 now, if it's like right up to the pound. And then for each additional item, I suppose $1.99 would be pretty fair. This would put the buyer in at $7.98 if he bought 2 items. And those 2 items may be over a pound, so you would have to go to priority, and that would be pretty accurate to what the priority shipping cost would be. And in order to do each additional shipping, you're going to have to select apply my flat shipping rule. And that's going to be this one right here. handling time, whatever handling time is best for you. I think 1 business day is very good. I think people appreciate the item coming to them much faster. I don't select any type of shipping rates because I just have a flat shipping rate for all buyers in the US. And then you can exclude the locations you don't want to ship to. You would create exclusion, and then you could go into each one of these and show the countries. Or you could exclude all continents if you want. But some people, you're going to get more sales if you allow orders to more people, but I try to reduce the headaches as well. So we can save this. And now you have your first class shipping, so you can add this to those first class items. I'm going to delete it though. If you look here at the return shipping one that I had, the additional one I was trying to get rid of, there's only 3 items on there as opposed to the 9 that was on there earlier. So that means 3 are outstanding with either offers or things like that what didn't allow it to edit, but whenever those expire, you can go in here and just change it. So every time you're doing your orders, you're going to want to make sure that you select the correct shipping policy and return policy for your store. And that is how that is done. I hope that video is easily digestible for you. I hope you guys can clean up your shipping policies, because trust me, whenever I first looked into that, there was like over 100 different ones that were set up, and it took a while to figure out. Now that it's all clean and orderly, it's easy peasy. And once you get it set, eBay will start to remember, and it should start putting it into place if you sell similar off your own items. If you have to create a new listing every time, or if you sell similar off of other people's, just make sure that you select the correct shipping policy and return policy for your items. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.